Yes, yep, the sound's back on. Hello, John, I hope you're doing well. I can't find a live tracking feed that works for some reason. This is stuck on lap 15. Very strange what's going on. Kyle Kirkwood is the leader of this race. That is infuriating, I've got to say. I don't know. Kyle Kirkwood is the leader. Viking are leading 3-0. Hope they're doing well. What's that? My god, the leaderboard is reset. My god, is it lap 30? I mean, Scott Dix is apparently now the leader of the race. Dantic won the Formula E races. Oh my god, what the hell's going on here? Oh dear, that's a disaster for SuperScore. Oh man, Newgard had spawned and crashed. Oh my god, what just happened? I just saw him spin on the exit of the final order here on INDYCAR on Fox YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I think there was wasn't there like an accident on the first lap? I don't know what happened to Sportsman. Apologies, I'm eating my evening meal. I am watching the remainder of this race with you here at Crystal Racing. New Gordon has had a massive spin. I think he was running second, and now it's lap 31, and his rear wing is dislodged. Huge mistake for the double in 500 winner. Joseph Newgarden in car number 2 is limping back to the pits with a wonky rear wing. Dear oh dear, I mean, obviously, where's Alex Palou? Apparently, according to this, I think, has he pitted? Well, according to the Fox screen, he's in 4th place, but now he's gone down to 12th. I don't know what's happened. Obviously, I think... Dear, oh dear, that has been a disaster. I think Kirkwood pitted, I'm presuming. He's down in 13th place, having done his pit stop, having been leading the race earlier on. I don't know. Has Scott Dixon won many races in the last 5 years since he... I think his last championship win was 2020, and ever since turning 41, he's just not been that great, to be honest. And they're doing some extensive repairs for Joseph Newgarden's car. Sorry. Go on, God, interesting. God's up to 8th. On this list, I think, isn't this around the point that the cars are supposed to be pitting, and why on earth is it still saying lap 15 on this counter? Because on the Fox screen, it's lap 32. Anyway, ignoring incorrect timing, the lap counter being incorrect. Good grief, IndyCar, you really need to sort this out. Well, it looks like obviously the pace car came out because of New Gordon's crash. For some daft reason, I am going to scream when I look at that lap counter. Lap 15. How the hell is it lap 15, folks? It's... Oh, dear. I will say one thing. Scott Dixon is leading on both my screen and on this timing screen, so that's correct. '27 cars started a race, and of course, the part-time runners like Takuma Sato and Marco Andretti are not there. I think if you look at a list of the veteran drivers, there's now Scott Dixon, Will Power. That's it in terms of veterans over 40. And then, of course, you've got, I don't know, the drivers in their 30s like Alex Rossi, New Gordon, Ray Hall, Rosenquist, Ericsson. And that's it. This grid is getting a lot younger now. Kyle Kirkwood is complaining about power issues for some reason. The restart. Oh, Kyle Kirkwood is really attacking the curbs, I've got to say. He's slamming his foot on the throttle. We've had 2 lead changes and surely can be no way that's correct. Yeah, I think this is broken. This Dixon is leading the race if you're just watching me. Cole Kirkwood down in 13th place. On lap 35 now, so Russell Ward stuck down in 15th. I wonder what on earth is going on with McLaren strategy. Oh, yeah, there we go. We got the thing updated at long last. Took about 20 laps. Wait, some rumours say that Honda will pull out of IndyCar after 2026. And of course, Honda are powering Dixon, Palou, Simpson, Rahal, and Herta, and Rosenquist. So looks like IndyCar could become a full spec series with Chevrolet as the sole engine supplier. If that's the case. I'm sure I heard rumours that IndyCar are going to come up with their hybrid formula for 2028. Like, surely Honda want to stay on for that because they've got a hybrid engine, a successful hybrid program in Formula One. Let's look at the new stats updated. Everyone's been to the pits twice, like I thought they did. Rosenquist and Power overtake Lundgaard, who is, I have to say, is struggling now. We've had 129 on-track passes, which, I mean... Best slaps, 147 for a lot of the cars in here. Rogers working behind the scenes to try and retain Honda, yeah. But I will say, these cars are like 5 seconds slower than the cars that used to race in IndyCar about 25 years ago in the old Champ Car series, where they had like Honda and Toyota fighting for supremacy, and they were reaching like 200 miles an hour coming down the straights halfway through the track around, was it? I think, was it coming out of the kink, going into Sector 3, where my avatar is, they used to hit like 200 miles an hour because they used to be able to go full throttle at this kink, and the braking zone they'd reach almost 200 miles an hour in the old Lola and the old Reynard chassis. Monstrously powerful cars those were, when they had like anywhere up to about 900 brake horsepower. These cars, I think they've only got about 750 due to, of course, they are supposed to last a long time, these engines. Because, of course, we are in a day and age of motorsport wanting to promote sustainability rather than pure speed. Coulthard sets the fastest... Oh, he just set his own personal best of 48.8. Palu has set the fastest lap of a 47.03. Schwartzman, oh dear, I think Schwartzman broke down early on. Oh yeah. And Newgard is out of the race, yeah, like I thought he was. Totally forgot about him. Got about 18 laps remaining. Hello. What sport is this? This is the NTT INDYCAR series. If you want to see live pictures, go on INDYCAR on Fox. It basically looks like the American version of Formula One. Only difference is, of course, there is only one car constructor involved in Delara, and all the cars only use two brands of engine, Honda or Chevrolet. And the series stems from, of course, the famous Indianapolis 500 race, which is usually held at the end of June, and the 2.5-mile Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is, of course, situated in the Midwest of America. And Scott Dixon, who is a four-time series champion and won the race in 2008, is leading the race. Of course, he's now 45 years old, so he's not the same driver he was, but today he looks phenomenally quick for the Chip Ganassi Honda boys. Was new Pato Ward of Arrows McLaren is up to 13th place, hailing from Mexico. Ferrucci's up to third. Kirkwood is having a good race, kind of. He's now gone up to 10th place. I think, what's his name? Alex Rossi has pitted and has come back out down in 22nd place. So it's all about timing your pit stops to coincide with the pace car periods or the caution periods in this series. Since, of course, compared to Formula One, IndyCar has far more safety cars. Scott Dixon's pitting, race leader Dixon has headed for the pit lane to take his race, and Alex Palou, championship leader, is also the race leader, much to the joy of one of my subscribers. Not really, but Dixon has come out. He's been, well, he's come all the way down in 20th place. This is incorrect. I mean, really, it should say Ferrucci second, McLaughlin third, Simpson fourth, Rahal fifth, and Herta sixth, because Herta's just... Oh no. What happened there? Oh no, Rosenquist is up to fifth, I beg your pardon, not Rahal. Rahal's gone down to sixth. And Herta's up to seventh, and Kirkwood is back up to ninth place behind Will Power. And Readers VK rounds out the top 10. Lots of cars pitting. 5, 3, 6 of them have headed to the pits. And Simpson and Rosenquist has been elevated to second and third on this timing chart. And Paso Ward is up to well, he should be getting elevated to the top 10 with all these cars pitting. And yes, indeed, he has been elevated to what should be a net P5, but I'm not sure as he pitted. Did he pit? Oh, yeah, he did pit for a third time, so surely he should be standing to profit from a lot of cars deciding, waiting until the pace car pulled into pit. I don't know whether it's down to fuel strategy, but, you know, Arrow's McLaren look like they've made it work. $15 to go. 15 laps to go. Palu, I've lost count how many races Palu has now won in IndyCar. He's surely on his way to Formula One if Cadillac make a contract offer for him. Oh, and Simpson overtaken Rosenquist. Oh my word. I'm on board with O'Ward, by the way. And Pato O'Ward is on a fuel-saving strategy. Oh, Palu and Simpson are pitted. Kirkwood up to second. That should be a net P3 for Ferrucci, and McLaughlin could be fourth, and Pato O'Ward fifth. Why am I watching a Cole Palmer ice skating advert? Kirkwood's up to second. O'Ward is third. Kirkwood is having a great day today, I think. Started third. I mean, Louis Foster started on pole, but he's down in 10th place to Britain. Hello there, Mr. Seiragara. I hope you're doing well. Palu is indeed one of the best ever IndyCar drivers we've seen in the past 25 years. Rumored to be on the way to F1 for Cadillac. Marcus Armstrong sets a personal best with a 47.66. Oh, yeah, that was Pato O'Ward pitting. Yeah, he's pitted. Where the head is Mr. Dixon? Down in 14th, up to 12th with all the pit stops cracking off. Rosenquist now in the lead. I don't know whether he's got pit. Oh, he's still yet to pit along with Kirkwood. God, there's a lot of pit stops here considering it's a 2-mile race. Mind you, I mean, no, 2 mile, no, 55 point times 3.9. What's that? It's, yeah, the IndyCar website is annoying me. About 210-mile race, I think. Yeah, the IndyCar website is having a massive brain fart. It's nowhere near as good as the F1 timing app, I'm afraid. which is as sharp and as smooth as it can be. Marcus Armstrong up to second. Kirkwood. Louis Foster's pitted as well. Rasmussen's pitting. I don't know where's where. Gotta say, I mean, it is weird to see the likes of Simon Pagenaud and Roman Grosjean out of the series, not even being able to secure an Indy 500 ride anymore at this point, along with, of course, James Hinchcliffe, but James Hinchcliffe pretty much gave up an IndyCar a few years back now. And of course, he has that full-time TV punditry job with both F1 and, of course, the Fox Sports. Kirkwood pitting, Armstrong into the lead according to the timing charts with Rosenquist. What the hell's Rosenquist done? Well, according to the Fox TV screen, Armstrong is leading Malukas and Siegel. Grosjean is busy at Lamborghini and he's a reserve for the Premier IndyCar team. That is interesting news, obviously. Yeah, I think Grosjean is just sort of giving up on IndyCar because he knows he didn't win a race for 4 years, so just like in F1, he just couldn't find it. He couldn't navigate a route to the top of the podium. Kind of a bit like Nick Heidfeld in Formula E as well, because Nick Heidfeld never won a race in F1, nor did he do it again in Formula E, and the same can be said for Grosjean. Lucas. Pato Ward is complaining about something. Thank you for 2 likes here at Crystal Racing. All the support is very much appreciated. Please like, subscribe, and do all the usual stuff. Put a comment in the chat. I'll say hello to you and call your name out. We have 11 laps remaining at this high-speed road America track. If you want to see the track layout, it is the fastest road course in the whole of North America. I mean, even Montreal street track is not as quick as this. And to be fair, though, Cota down in Texas is also a fairly quick track, but I think IndyCar, I've visited Cota a few times, and an average lap speed there is about, I don't know, about 15 seconds slower than what the hell F1 do. So these DeLorean W12 chassis are a bit meh, but it's held back by the fact that the Honda and the Chevrolets are heavily rev limited in order to avoid infringing regulations over long engine life. I don't know how it works in IndyCar, but I think they're only allowed about probably 5 engines a season, which, mind you, they also have to cover the 100 now as well, which is a 500 race, 500-mile race, along with, of course, the multiple practice sessions. So, and I think once they obviously have the engines limited even further down to about 450 brake horsepower, and they have those tiny winglets added to replace their regular big bulkings they usually have. There was Siegel. Dixon and Padu are back up to first and second according to the folk screen, but this IndyCar website is doing my nothing, to be honest. Malukas and Siegel from RFC have been obviously have dropped down the order after pitting. Don't know why they've not come up with a pit stop indicators. And in front of a wall, there's an overtake that occurred where I think Will Power overtook Reedus VK from what I saw on the on onboard camera. Was that the other way round? Sorry, I can't see, but I am having to watch it from the onboard cameras. Oh yeah, and there's been the 24 hours of Nürburgring that's just finished, but of course I have no idea who races there. And of course, yes, there are two drivers named Alex in the top three, Alexander Rossi and I don't know, is it? Does Alex Badu actually call himself Alex, or is that the English translation of Alejandro? I know when the people give a short nickname for Alejandro, they just call him Ale, as in A-L-E instead of, you know, A-L-E-X. Well, it looks like McLaughlin's overtaken Malukas for 10th, 9th place, I beg your pardon. And VK is knocking on the door of the top 10, having indeed overtaken Will Power. So I was correct about VK getting the jump on Power. It's just that I couldn't, because of course I had to try and watch the overtake happen on board from Pato Ward's Arrows McLaren. We've got 10 laps to go here. Scott Dixon be his first win for probably 2 years from what I could remember, but Scott Dixon has been here before. It's like to lead the race. He's got 40 to 50 odd wins under his belt. Unless Alex Pado can pull off the overtake of the century, just like Alex Zanardi did at the 1996 Laguna Seca race, I think Scott Dixon has got this in the back. 4 people watching, 2 people liking. Thank you very much here at Crystal Racing. I know there is a bunch of football matches going on in the Club World Cup and the under-21s, but of course I will stay with this until the end of the race. Alexander Ishasha in Russian, that's interesting. I suppose you learn something new every day. I mean, I do know. Although, I mean, in Eastern Europe, I mean, they spell Alexander with like a K instead of an X in it. And then they replace it with an K-S-A-N, and then they get rid of the E and just put an R in it. Like Alexander Mitrovic. But yeah, on board with Bo Ward, who's just been overtaken by Louis Foster, who has shown great flashes of speed, but no real consistency, having taken pole yesterday for his first ever career pole position. Oh, it's often used as a nickname. Okay, fair enough, yeah. Sorry, I was getting confused for a moment. But anyway, look. Pato Ward is having a miserable race, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, where's this? Noah Siegel is his teammate, I'm sure, with the number 6, and he's overtaken McLaughlin for P11. I remember the days when Scott Dixon used the big red and white Target logo on his car. Miserable season indeed. Indeed, it's been miserable for Award so far this year. Missed out on the championship quite a few times, and also has been runners-up at the Indy 500 a couple of times, and yeah, after all the hype and promise, which even led to rumours of him joining F1 as a potential replacement for Nick de Vries a couple of years ago, I do wonder whether he wishes he got given a call up to F1, because, let's be honest, his IndyCar career is fading before our eyes in a terrible manner, and he's only 26 years old. Oh, and that's another overtake on O'Board. I think that's Calabino overtaking him for position, and he's down to 17th. Oh man, this is an absolute day there for Pat O'Board here. God, Pat O'Board is going to be raging when he gets out of the car. We've got 6 laps to go. Yep, I know Dixon. Dixon's been pretty much the net leader for most of this race anyway. Where did he start? Wait, he started 25th. My God, I wonder how he made it through all the chaos then. My God, Dixon's experience of 25 years is very much showing today, boys and girls. Just 6 more laps to go. I will be doing a live stream for the Crystal Encore for the second half of Germany versus Italy in the under-21 matches, and of course, England will be playing the Netherlands in the semi-finals, and of course, one of Germany or Italy, and France and Denmark could be playing them in the final if they get that far. And by the way, I've not looked at the scores for the football today, so because I am doing racing watch-alongs. How many pit stops has everyone done? 3 for Dixon, 3 for Palou, 3 for Rosenquist. Looks like Palou and Dixon are doing the fuel mileage stints. Honestly, the fact that we live in a universe where Santino Ferrucci is competitive is mind-boggling to say the least, but it does probably reflect quite poorly on this IndyCar, to be honest. I mean, fun fact, did you know that Santino Ferrucci is only 5'4"? The guy is tiny. On board of Kirkwood again in 6th place. Very solid performance for the American. In the Gainsbridge car. I missed the days when we had the likes of Pablo Montoya on the grid. That guy was always box office to watch, whether it was F1 or IndyCar racing. And he narrowly missed out winning the 2015 IndyCar title when he was there. Jude Bellingham gives Real Madrid the lead against Who cares? Gotta say, every time you watch the cars put their foot flat through kink, you can see the drivers just quickly correcting their steering wheel before they have to brake from like almost basically 190 miles an hour at the just before they enter sector 3. Yeah, even Napoleon is calling in for Rucci. But then Wilson, then of course there's Yuki Tsunoda, who is atomic ant, as they would say, at just 5'2", and then there's me, who's 5'7". So yeah, that's probably why I was a fan of motor racing, because it's a sport where being shorter is more beneficial than being tall. Because, you know, I've seen the likes of Mark Webber, Gerhard Berger, and of course Nico Hulkenberg struggle with their weight and their height and trying to fit into cars. Ditto for someone like Alex Burtz and of course George Russell, where due to, of course, Valtteri Bottas having to basically starve himself and vomit just to try and get his weight down, despite being a lot shorter at 5'8", but due to the fact that he weighs like 12 stone, thanks to, of course, the awful hybrid cars of 2014. I mean, the sport have had to keep raising the weight limit, and then, of course, in 2019, they had to bring in the mandatory weight limit for the driver's seat and raise it up to 80 kilos. And, of course, if the driver weighs less than 80 kilos, then the teams have to fit in ballast to make sure that the driver's seating area gives out a weight reading of 80 kilos in 2019, and it's been like that ever since. Scott Dixon is now leading. Let me see, by just under a second. Alex Palou may be the best driver in IndyCar right now, but Dixon's experience, guile, and calmness is letting him control the race. He's giving the young puppy a lesson. And I think Alex Palou has probably conceded today's win, to be honest. And all he's hoping is Dixon makes a very rare error under pressure out of nowhere. What a privilege it's been to see Scott Dixon display his excellence over the decades in IndyCar racing. I mean, we don't know how much longer he's going to carry on as a full-time driver, because he is 45 years old. But the way he drives, like, my God, I mean, he's been at Chip Ganassi since, what, 2002 now? And I could remember, like, even though he won the 2003 IndyCar Championship, he did come close to being sacked by Chip Ganassi a year later, when, of course, Chip Ganassi was struggling with, was it the Toyota engines? And Chip Ganassi had a massive, threw a massive stop and tried to put the blame on Scott Dixon and was tempted to get rid of him along with Thomas Scheckter. And Patrick O'Ward overtakes two cars there with Rasmussen and Di Francesco pushing each other wide. And that's back up to 17th place for Patrick O'Ward. Some orgy-borgy there between the youngsters Rasmussen and Di Francesco, and O'Ward capitalizes on their moment of madness. And they're just shouting numbers down the radio at McLaren, Arrow's McLaren. And Pato O'Ward, he's been lapped. There's only 10 cars on the lead lap, I've just realised. 11 cars, I beg your pardon. Yeah, fair enough. Alonso was great in 2023, wasn't he? Mind you, Alonso has not won a single F1 race for 12 seasons now, so... And he's now become very used to not winning. Although we did go something like, what was it? 7 years without a podium. But in the meantime, he headed for, what was it? Sports car racing. and competed at 2 Indy 500s and failed to qualify for the 2019 Indy 500 race when he was forced to use Colin Chevrolet package, which was absolutely abysmal. Two laps to go. Pato Award pitting again. What's going on there for the Arrows McLaren boy? Yeah, it's an... Oh no, Scott Dixon's pitting. Oh man, Dixon's running out of fuel. Sorry, wrong car. I don't know what I was looking at. Dixon, the race leader, is pitting. Oh man, and yeah, he didn't put enough fuel in. Oh man, Alder Goulet, great player he is. Kirkwood up to 4th place. Oh boy. Where's Dixon? Dixon's come out in 9th place according to the Fox feed. Yep, Dixon. Oh, what a shame. Not enough fuel in that car. Not enough fuel in that car. And we've got 1.5 laps remaining. A real shame for the quadruple IndyCar champion. And the 2008 Indy 500 winner. Pato Award, though, that doesn't help Pato Award at all. But Kirkwood is promoted. Well, apparently it says that, well, Kirkwood's up to 4th because Ferrucci is going to finish on the podium today. And we're on the final lap. Of course, I am my Fox feed. My live TV cameras are a bit behind, so just wait. Apologise for farting. Impromptu fart for no reason. I'm going to see what happened on the first lap because I think obviously I missed out what happened. Let's see the start again. Oh, Malukas spun on the first lap. Very ambitious there, but I want to see up. Is that Schwartzman at the back? That spun? Well, Alex Palou won the race, but I am watching the first lap again because obviously I didn't see it. Rosenquist and Ferrucci fell out of the podium. Longard had damage on his Paris McLaren at the start. Very unfortunate there for the young Danish driver who finished last and 24th. Gotta say it, Scott Dixon did well considering he started all the way down the back of the grid to get 9th place, but I think his fuel strategy didn't work out. What a shame. Gotta say it, considering Malukas was in the gravel trap on the first lap, what a phenomenal job he did to finish 7th after had his car rescued from the gravel trap after spinning off on the first lap. Blimey. I am presuming Schwartzman had damage on his car then. Set the fastest lap of the race with a 46 point, which is ridiculously slow compared to what I used to see as a kid when they were doing 1 minute 42s of the old the old Lola chassis B0200 back in the day. I think I'm going to have to end the stream because, of course, the race is over. Congratulations to Alex Palou for winning yet again. And I think it's time for Alex Palou to go to F1 because this is too easy.